I do think that Bitcoin could become and is likely to become the dominant monetary asset on Earth. So in that regard would replace gold's role that it held traditionally. The catalyst will be a sovereign bond market collapse. Basically, governments indebt themselves to the point of collapse and calamity inevitably. This will happen again. The US debt and all major country debt levels are completely absurd. It's a game of chairs. It is a pyramid scheme that is going to fall apart. As I started getting into AI, I realized that maybe crypto is actually built for the machines and we didn't even know it. And AI can easily handle private keys and easily understands transaction hashes and like how all this stuff works. It is money that is built for computers, even before the computers to intelligently handle it were built. So I find that interesting. And perhaps those of us who were involved in crypto pre-AI were kind of just like getting the ground ready for the AI systems to have a fully developed financial system handed to them, for better or worse.
Essentially, what Bitcoin is doing is taking excess energy, storing it into a new form. Mm-hmm. It's called currency. Right. And you take that currency and you take it wherever you like. And so you took energy from one place and now you've transported it everywhere.
We can sell Bitcoin, and we would sell Bitcoin if we needed to fund our dividend payments below 1xMF.
When the DOJ calls someone up and says that's an illegal currency and it's against the laws of the United States of land, if you do it again, we'll put you in jail, it's over. So you really there's no issue. There will be, this is my personal opinion, there will be no real non-controlled currency in the world. There's no government that's going to put up with it for long. It's kind of cute now. A lot of the senators in Congress will say, I support Silicon Valley innovation. There will be no currency that gets around government control.
The place we'll be on December 1 is that the size of the balance sheet is frozen. And as mortgage-backed securities mature, we'll reinvest those in Treasury bills, which will foster both a more Treasury balance sheet and also a shorter duration. So that's what... In the meantime, if you freeze the size of the balance sheet, the non-reserve liabilities, currency, for example, they're going to continue to grow organically. And because the size of the balance sheet is frozen, you have further shrinkage in reserves. And reserves is the thing that we're managing that has to be ample. So that'll happen for a time, but not a tremendously long time. We don't know exactly how long. But at a certain point, you'll want to start reserves to start gradually growing to keep up with the size of the banking system and the size of the economy. So we'll be adding reserves at a certain point, and that's the last point. Even then, we didn't make decisions about this today, but we did talk today about the composition of the balance sheet, and there's a desire that the balance sheet be right now it's got a lot more duration than the outstanding universe of Treasury securities. And we want to move to a place where we're closer to that duration. That'll take some time. We haven't made a decision about the ultimate endpoint, but we all agree that we want to move more in the direction of a balance sheet that more closely reflects the outstanding treasuries, and that means a shorter duration balance sheet. Now, this is something that's going to take a long time and move very, very gradually. I don't think you'll notice it in market conditions, but that's the direction of things.
Tell us more about the Trump administration now leaning into robotics.
Right. So sources tell me that Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick has been meeting with robotics CEOs and is all in on supercharging the industry. There's even talks about a robotics executive order sometime next year. Secretary Lutnick has been really open about this. He believes that automation and robotics is the key to bringing manufacturing back to the United States.
I mean, with artificial intelligence, we are summoning the demon. You know those stories where there's the guy with the pentagram and the holy water, and he's like, yeah, he's sure he can control the demon. Didn't work out. Going to a different economy, and we're going to be learning more about that as we go, but clearly we're learning that things can be done from remote locations. We're learning that technology can replace people even more than we thought.
We're not going back to the same economy. We're recovering, but to a different economy, and it'll be one that is more leveraged to technology. And I worry that is going to make it even more difficult than it was for many workers.
In Silicon Valley, and my friends who work in technology know that what we did to the manufacturing workers, we are now going to do to the retail workers, the call center workers, the fast food workers, the truck drivers, and then even bookkeepers, accountants, insurance agents, lawyers, and on through the economy. So what happened to the manufacturing workers is a very clear sign.
And so we'll import Chinese-based CBDC technology. So it's going to be CBDC in a box provided to you by the People's Bank of China.
But every stock, every bond, every currency, every commodity, every piece of art, every private business, every piece of real estate will eventually be a token on a blockchain, an entry on a ledger, permanent and immutable. We will have truth instead of trust, and we will save over $7 trillion a year. 6 to 8% of global GDP is wasted by the friction of the trust industry that's necessary when you have dual entry accounting. With triple entry accounting, which is what a blockchain is, we get rid of all of that friction. It's a beautiful future.
Like what you see in China and their social credit scoring systems, right? If we get identity wrong, it could be a tool to enslave humanity. And if we get it right, it could be a tool to liberate humanity. And as an American, I'm obviously rooting for the one that's on the side of freedom.
Bitcoin is an international asset. And also, I do believe the role of crypto is, it's digitizing gold.
I actually believe this technology is going to be very important. Look at it. We have been part of the huge revolution in investing through ETFs. We believe that ETFs will be changing the whole way we invest. Many people still use it as a means, people are investing it for indexing. No, the majority of people who are putting money in in ETFs are active investors that are buying exposure. The entire bond market is being transformed as we talk right now. I believe the next generation for markets, the next generation for securities will be tokenization of securities. And if we can have that distributed ledger that we know every beneficial owner, every beneficial seller, we all have our code of who's buying, who's selling, instantaneous settlement. And think about it, it changes the whole ecosystem.
Chinese bank ICBC has been hit by a ransomware attack, and the U.S. Treasury market, as a result of that, has been disrupted. This, according to the Financial Times. We're getting at more right now with Bloomberg's Shonali Bassick. Shonali, what do we know?
Listen, we have the Financial Times now reporting that ICBC, one of China's largest banks here, was hit with a ransomware attack. And remember, they're a very significant intermediary in the Treasury market. The SIFMA has told its members that this has been part of the reason here that the system is kind of clogged up, if you will, during that auction that we saw a little bit before. The attack had prevented ICBC, according to the Financial Times, from settling Treasury trades on behalf of other market participants. A large executive at a major bank also telling the paper that such a large party on the fixed income clearing corp creates major concerns, potentially impacting the liquidity of Treasury markets.
Now, it was not just a poor auction. It was absolutely lousy, and when the dealers have to step in to save a treasury auction, that's a rare occurrence. And
welcome to the Crypto Teacher. And guys, please like and subscribe if you do like what you're listening to. Please inform your friends and family and spread it all over social media. It is imperative that we get back to learning finances and understand how the world really works, because once we understand how the world really works, we understand that it is all planned out. Now, I want to thank those who purchased the NWO book and the Crypto Teacher book. The NWO book shows you how the world really works, and especially in the times that we're in right now, it's definitely time for you to wake up out of that sleep. And in 2025, the NWO is going to turn on that alarm clock. It's up to you whether you wake up or not, whether you're going to hit that snooze button. Remember, my people perish from the lack of knowledge because they reject it. And guys, we're going to see stablecoin regulation, which is the foundation of this new digital economy. And it sets up down the road 2028, 2029 for that free money. And I told you that we would get a first quarter pullback, and that's what happened. And then also I told you that tariffs would get stepped up, and that's what happened. Layoffs would pick up. That's what happened. So the crypto teacher gives you a warning like Noah and Gilgamesh, whichever one you want to call it. But we will get some type of reset this year. Most likely stable coins are the catalyst. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. But we have trillions of dollars sitting on the sideline in money market accounts. And then plus, we know the Fed is going to cut rates. Not a lot this year, but they're definitely going to cut rates. So I see us getting a correction and then moving back up. And then we have the two powerhouses, China and the U.S., will step up these tariffs on each other. And of course, guys, that's going to hit certain parts of the market. But then we also have the hacks. We have the Birdman. We have the drums are beaten and more movies to come, as we can see. And inflation is going to stay sticky and layoffs are going to step up while they move in all this automation. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. And also, guys, I want to thank those who purchased the 3 kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, much love to those who donate to the Cash App, Patreon. Much love. Keep it coming. Guys, if you're not a part of the Patreon, make sure you're donating to the channel through the actual Cash App. But guys, this next Bitcoin and crypto bull run is going to be a utility run. So you want to make sure you have the cryptos that have real utility. And much love to those who are shopping at both stores. Keep it coming. And of course, guys, we get into Bitcoin and cryptos first.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.
And right now we have Bitcoin and crypto pulling back slightly. Don't forget that we have CME that opens tonight. We know it's going to move the market. And then once yield rates get to moving in the morning, we know that's going to move the market again. And we have the U.S. government now owns over 17 billion in Bitcoin. Now we know the governments around the world get their crypto for free. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. Now make sure you're paying attention to the actual indicators. We had yield rates on Friday move up. We had the dollar slightly pull back on Friday. And right now we have volume in crypto right now down. We have Tether and USDC. And then, of course, we have the Fed. Repo was at about 1.4 billion. Make sure you pull it on a daily basis during the week. And we know now the Fed has stepped in as those mortgage-backed securities fall off. They're buying the front end of yields. And then we know the Treasury is working in the background to maintain that long end of the yield curve because we know no one, and I mean absolutely no one, wants that long-term paper. And we know the Fed wants to keep rates higher for longer to destroy this legacy market so Trump can build this fourth industrial revolution, where the robots, algorithms, and drones take the economy over, pay each other with crypto, and the sheep go inside the metaverse. And we have Jerome in the house this week. And we know they like the markets to look good, at least while he's in the house. But the fact is that even if they cut this 25 basis points, like I've stated, if the yield rates don't react, we know we're just going to keep pumping and dumping. And that algorithm is going to react to everything that he says. And of course, he's going to say the economy is doing great, the labor market is tightening, and inflation is still sticky. And right now, when we look at inflation, you're looking at about 3%. But if we go back to 2019, you're looking at over 20% of inflation. And we know the NWO causes the problem, wait for the reaction, and run in with the solution. And that's the machines, which is going to increase productivity, which is going to drop prices overnight. Remember, guys, this is a plan that moves in phases, and they're going to hand out that free money. But little do the people know that money is programmable, being able to tell you what, when, when, and how to buy, and you have 3 to 6 months to spend it, or poof, it's gone. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. And I told you a long time ago that the machines now have money. These cryptos are not for you. They're for the machines, where they can run this economy without a human involved. And we heard from the Biden administration. We heard from the Trump administration bringing manufacturing back to the United States, but they know the people are not going to be doing it. It's going to be the machines. And if you are one of the people that's in there working with the machines, you don't want that job. And that's the reason why I tell you, get back to the creator, so therefore you can start creating. And when we look at Bitcoin, Bitcoin was a narrative in order to bring this digital economy in. Get rid of the banks. And that's what everybody was cheering for in 2008. But the banks were behind the plan the whole time. It's genius, but evil genius. When we look at all these big crypto projects, when you go and look at these funding rounds, we see where the money came from. And that's why I always tell you, follow the money, because the big banks and big corporations have been funding crypto from the beginning. And then also we see AI, of course, the big corporations have control over it. And still you have a handful of companies that own everything. And that's the reason why it's so important for you to understand this technology, so therefore you don't fall for the devil's tricks. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. Now we have the Bitcoin and Ethereum spot ETFs, BlackRock, Fidelity, and Grayscale. Bitcoin, Ethereum spot ETFs down at close on Friday. And make sure you're paying attention to the inflows and outflows. Now, getting over into a little crypto news. We have Western Union is launching stable cards and its own coin to protect remittances in high inflation economies. And again, they cause a problem, wait for the reaction, and run in with the solution. Who caused all this inflation? That's right, the central banks. And who gave them that permission? That's right, the puppets. And they printed 80% of all money in existence in 2 years. So what did they think that was going to happen? And that made the dollar super strong. And of course, the emerging markets, their currencies were super weak. And that forced them into stable coins. And don't forget, the emerging markets don't have the infrastructure that we have in the West. So it was very easy to roll out, because the only thing they need is a phone tap and keep it moving. And we're seeing this technology becoming more and more seamless. And again, it's the same big banks and big corporations that are leading the charge. But the end game of cryptocurrency is for the machines to take over this economy and pay each other with the crypto. And the sheep go inside the metaverse. And that's the reason why we're going to see tokenization speed up over these next few years. Because if everything is tokenized and put on blockchain, nothing is real. That means your life is a real life video game. And remember, the crypto teacher told you, because he knows when it comes to the NWO, it's all planned out. But that's all I have for you. Don't forget about the books. Crypto Teacher and the New World Order book, plus the 3 kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, new to cryptos, Coinbase, Bitrue, Binance. Do not forget book links and crypto links are in the description. The stock channel, guys. Don't forget to go like, subscribe, spread everywhere. You have your Kobo, your chip stocks, your banking, your gaming. While everybody's sitting at home, get on stocks, the Seaver, the biotech stocks. And while everybody's at home wishing they were still getting that free money, what are they doing? Drinking and smoking weed. Don't forget about those stocks, and you have a wonderful day. The most powerful person in the world is the storyteller. The storyteller sets the vision, values, and agenda of an entire generation to come. Steve Jobs. And guys, you know I truly believe in this. When you look at the New World Order, they're the storytellers. And that's the reason why I wrote my New World Order book. But guys, now it's time to change the current generation. And I wrote 3 kids books. You know, I love the Trinity because I understand the power that's in it. So I have 3 books. We have an opportunity to change the generation, to educate, not just me, but I want to show you that I take action on a daily basis. And I want you to take action on a daily basis. Whether it's your job, whether it's in your community, we have an opportunity right now to educate the masses. I posted this on my Twitter account. Please share, but this is a short clip of the 3 books. There's going to be a clothing line and action figures. Please get these books for your kids, nephews, cousins, friends, so therefore we can start the re-education now. Because as we see, the 4th Industrial Revolution foundation is definitely here. Robots, algorithms, drones, taking humanity out the picture. We have to re-educate. But let's get into the video.
Part 1. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save the village. Part 2. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save New York from COVID-33. Part 3. King Joshua and Grandma Tam goes to China.
It's mandatory to get part 1, part 2, and part 3 of this series. It's time to re-educate Generation Z.